Satnam. Addictions. Drugs, alcohol, sex, money, gambling. They all have one thing in common. They create a destructive pattern of behavior. The person who's suffering from the addiction, they don't really like what's going on inside of them. You talk to anybody that struggles, and I mean really struggles with any kind of an addiction. It doesn't matter what the addiction is. They don't like it. It also creates a pattern around everybody else who's associated with these people as they're going through these addictive patterns of behavior. It creates problems for extended family and extended friends. How many people that you know who have been addicted to something, and we'll use drugs and alcohol, but how many people have you said that you've known who have been addicted to drugs, let's say? How many lives have been ruined, not just the person who's going through the addiction, but everyone that's associated with that person? So there's a technique that you can do to help heal addictions, and it's not easy to do, interestingly enough. It seems like it's an easy enough position, but it really isn't. What it helps to do is it helps to stimulate the pituitary gland. And I talked before about the pituitary gland sort of like being like a conductor in an orchestra, right? Conductor's up there orchestrating his way, making sure everybody's on tempo. Well, the pituitary gland does a similar thing as far as conducting. It's conducting the orchestra of our glands. So if the chemistry is off, it knows that the chemistry is off. What this helps to do, though, is this helps to shift the pituitary gland into a real set of action. And it helps to create a shift, a chemical shift. And that chemical shift creates a patterned behavior change, a shift. And that's what you're looking for. So if addictive behavior is a pattern, well, let's change the pattern. Let's do something that can cut that pattern off and create a different pattern. I posted yesterday that 40 days, 90 days, 120 days, you can see what each one of these do. So if we want to change patterns of behavior, we need to change habits. In order to change habits, we need to do something different than what we've done in the past. Because if the past had changed the habit, you wouldn't be listening to me right now to change habits. So what we're going to do is we're going to make fists, and we're going to stick out our thumb. Right? Kind of like the fawns, right? We're going to stick out our thumb. And what we're going to do is if you press down on your jaw, you can feel right up here, there's a muscle contraction. Part of the masseter muscle, but we're touching over the temporal bone. And you can feel that little pulse. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to take the pad of our thumb and we're going to put it in here. This always reminds me of Bullwinkle. You guys remember Bullwinkle and Rocky? This, for some reason, is like, hey, reminds me of Bullwinkle. Anyway, you're going to take your thumbs and you're going to press them, not hard, but into that spot so that you can feel, as you clench the back molars, you can feel some movement there. That's going to be the position. And we're going to close our eyes and we're going to focus on our brow point. And we're going to do this. And we're going to mentally recite a mantra, Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. And just with a nice rhythm. So, Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Quietly, right? We're doing this in our mind. But as we're saying it, we're clenching the back of our teeth. So that you can feel this pulsation here on the pads of the thumbs. So, Sa, Ta, Na, Ma, as I'm clenching. Sa, ta, na, ma. But quietly, right? Just in our mind, so that you can feel that. That's the pulsation that we're going to do. Now, a great starting point is 5 to 7 minutes. And then over time, you can slowly build up your time. If somebody's very addictive, have them do this. Have them do this. This is a very effective way to make changes in the brain chemistry. And what do drugs and alcohol do? But alter the brain chemistry. It changes how we think. And that thinking pattern creates a change in how we behave. And this is not what we want. We do not want behavioral patterns created based on our neurochemistry. If we can change that neurochemistry, well, it only stems to reason that we can change our behavior, change our patterns, unite people back into you, become a productive member of society once again. Simple. So, quick tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. These are, again, from the teachings of Yogi Bhajan. So we tune into this golden chain of yogis that brought this information to you. And we're ever so grateful for it. Sit tall, close your eyes, take in a deep breath. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deep. Inhale. Inhale deep. Hold the breath. Exhale. 5 minutes. I'm going to act like Bullwinkle. Make a fist. Find the spot, clench your back teeth. Find the spot where it makes your thumb pulse, where you can feel it. Okay? And mentally recite the mantra Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Each time you recite a syllable, you clench and then you release. And then you recite another syllable, you clench and you release, so forth and so on. Okay? 5 minutes, eyes closed, brow point. All your attention in between your eyebrows. 5 minutes together. Here we are. Begin. Each syllable should take about a second. Keep clenching. I'm going to recite it just for a little while so you can get the pulse down. So keep going. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Keep going. Now silently keep going and keep clenching. You want to feel the pads of your thumb. You want to feel some movement. You want to feel as you clench, you want to feel that your thumb is moving. You want to keep your chest out, your chin in, your elbows up and back, sitting tall. Sit very, very tall. In fact, pull your lower spine forward. So your lumbar area, pull that forward and squeeze the root lock if you're not menstruating or pregnant. And again, root lock is the rectum, the sex organ, and the navel point all squeezed at one time and pulled up slightly. So similar to a Kegel, as I've said many times. And you just gently hold that as, again, your lower spine is pushing forward, your chest is high, your chin is in, your elbows are back, the pads of your thumbs are pressed into the spot where you can feel them as you clench your teeth. And as you continue to mentally recite Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Keep going. This is not easy to do. And if you have an addictive behavioral pattern that's been created through drugs, through alcohol, gambling, again, sex, work, you name it, anything that controls you is an addiction. If it's eating, doesn't matter. If it controls you and you don't control it, it is an addiction. And this is a way to change the neurochemistry of the brain by working through the pituitary gland to get the orchestra that we call our body, our mind, our emotions, our spirit, our soul, whatever you want to name it as, brings it into balance so that when we listen to the orchestra, it's this beautiful symphony. And this is what you're doing by your direct effort, by simply staying in this position, clenching the back molars each time you recite Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma is the representation of a beginning, a life, a death, a rebirth. It is a complete cycle. Call that the Panj Shabad. Panj. Panj means 5. There are 5 syllables that you're saying each time you say that, even though you say, hey, that's only 4, Satanama. But the A at the end of each one is the 5th. Primal sounds. Resetting our computer, we call a brain. Everything needs a reboot, and this is a way to reboot. Keep going, you're almost done. Chest out, chin in, squeeze the root lock, pelvis forward, eyes closed at the brow point. Taking a nice deep breath, hold and squeeze. Squeeze everything, squeeze, hold, hold, hold. Exhale, relax the arms. Catch your breath, close your eyes, rest your hands on your knees. Five to 7 minutes is a great start. If you're really looking to break your behavioral patterns, do it every day. Add a minute every single day that you do it. Do it for 40 days in a row. Do not exceed 31 minutes. Not that you want to, it's pretty hard to do. But 31 minutes is the maximum for this Kriya. Help yourself reset. Help somebody you know who may be struggling to reset. Use it. It works. Satnam.